Chad and Lori Daybell, and the curious case of the missing moral compass. I just got through watching a video by a Dr. Todd Grande, Chad and Lori Daybell, Mental Health and Personality, which was very professional and very dry because Dr. Grande has a degree and a practice, but since I don't have any of that, I can get into the juicy questions that I want to explore, like where the hell was their moral compass? And I'm assuming that they did have a functional moral compass, each of them separately, because each of them separately flew under the radar for a really, really long time. I mean, nobody thought that these people were criminals or could be criminals. Nobody thought that they were actually capable of doing the things that they are now suspected of doing, especially with bones being exhumed from Chad's backyard. Now, I've never read any of Chad's Doomsday books, and since they're about to be banned from Amazon, I probably never will. But from what I hear, they're like Harry Potter or Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, they're full of occult type material. And, since Chad and Lori are relatively close to me in age, I'm sure they grew up watching the same TV shows. During the mid-60s, they were getting everyone primed and ready for the glorious age of Aquarius. So TV was full of shows introducing occultic characters as warm and fuzzy and really cool and really neat. Shows like Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, The Munsters, The Addams Family, Nanny and the Professor, and a little show with Sally Fields called The Girl with Something Extra. And consequently, my generation grew up being really familiar with occult themes, and they really didn't seem out of the ordinary at all. However, for the religious, with a working understanding of the Bible, we were to be in the world, but not of the world. There is a distinction drawn between things that are holy and things that are demonic, satanic, Luciferian. Apparently there were a number of people from LDS who were put off by the material that Chad Daybell was publishing. It was a little too far out for even them. And it's not even really about the books, about the material, because that was just the lure to draw people in. I'm talking about the really crazy stuff, when things were starting to get out of hand. Like when the red flags were really flying. And so Lori was really obsessed with Chad's Doomsday books. But as far as Doomsday goes, I enjoy Revelations about as much as the next person. I know Soylent Green is made out of people, but all that ever inspired me to do was to store a few more canned goods and bottles of water. I got the hell out of California before it fell into the sea or something worse. You got to draw the line somewhere. And another question is, why were they so sloppy? Okay, now one of my viewers said, look, they really believed in the end of the world. They thought that they were going to get away with it. They thought they'd fly under the radar. So if The world was going to end July 22nd, this coming July 20th. Like, it's going to be like at least another month before the world comes to an end. Okay, where is their sense of timing? Timing is everything. You know, these voices from the other side, clearly they're in another dimension where there are no calendars. And another thing, if you're an exalted being, shouldn't you be held to a higher standard? An exalted being does not give you a pass to go talking about this person has to go, or threatening your husband to kill them if they get in the way of you and your plan because you're an exalted being. Like, you know, an exalted demon. I mean, an exalted demon would be extra bad because they can. One more last point. Okay, so apparently Chad has been visiting Lori every day that she sits in jail. So what are these conversations like? Oh, you know, it sucks here. I can't put on my makeup. I can't work out. You know, these bitches hate me. And, you know, it really sucks. It really sucks. And Chad's on the other side going, you know, hey, you know, don't worry, you know, the world's going to end soon. You're going to be out of here. Don't worry. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Just mellow out. Just sit tight. He must be babysitting her. So here comes the first day that Lori doesn't get a visitation from her hypnotherapist, guru, handler, cult leader, boyfriend, husband. What? He's arrested? That wasn't part of the plan. Whoa. You know, this was a pretty crappy plan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is when they'll turn on each other. What a cluster. So this is just my musings on the missing moral compass, and maybe I'll put out another video with more of this when something new happens. All right. After Art signing out. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, I'd be delighted to have you. Your support will help keep the content fresh and always evolving. Thanks again for your support. After Art's out.